Hi, my name is Brian, and I will be guiding you through a 20-minute at-home yoga practice. So, for this, um, not going to do anything really intense. It's just going to be pretty quick, 20 minutes. We'll do some breath work or pranayama, um, as well as some light stretching, and then we'll end with a resting pose that'll kind of either maybe just calm down the nervous system, reduce any stress that you produce, or relieve any stress that you may be experiencing, whether that's something mental or something throughout the body, or if there's anything else. So let's get started. So whenever you're ready, you can find a comfortably seated position. Maybe you have your legs crossed. If that doesn't work for you, you can have a rolled up blanket underneath where your sit bones are elevated a little bit higher. That way, if you have that dumping in the low back, you can lift up a little bit higher. If you need to, you can also use the wall. It's a great way to enhance the posture. So I'm going to do that. So legs can be crossed. That doesn't feel good. Legs can be kind of lengthened out. Just be mindful if your back starts to curve. And then whenever you're ready, your palms will slowly release down towards your thighs. And then just try to find a seated posture in which you're not too relaxed where you start to get sleepy. You're not too firm where you're so focused on reaching your head up towards the ceiling or trying to find this perfect posture. Don't worry about that. But maybe you just find your seated position here, and even if your back starts to find a little bit of a rounding sensation, just take a few breaths there and notice what it feels like for you. So as you're breathing in and out through your nose, and just finding a sense of what your natural rhythm of your breath is at this time. So whatever that is, hopefully you didn't drink some coffee because your heart rate might be a little bit sped up, same with your mind. Whatever that is, we'll breathe out through the mouth. Breathe in deeply through your nose. And then exhale out. 2 more, inhale, and then exhale. 1 more time, inhale, fill up. Maybe pause at the top, maybe sip in a little bit more air. And then exhale out. Take this moment here to check in once more, noticing any subtleties of the body. Maybe take this moment to sit up a little bit taller, you're a little bit more focused, or maybe you're working towards that. Inhale through your nose, and then exhale out through your mouth. We'll slowly bring our palms towards our heart center, taking a moment here to set an intention or a goal, whatever that means for you. And an intention can be, I'm practicing just to relieve any stress. Not trying to relieve all my stress because maybe that's not possible, maybe that's an unrealistic expectation, but you're just practicing to kind of whittle it down or to decrease it or reduce it. Or maybe you have that goal of you want to actually be stronger as you move, or you want to be more flexible, which is perfectly fine as long as you understand what you are working towards. Keep in mind that regardless if you have an intention or a goal, you're not forcing anything to happen. You're not forcing yourself to go deeper into a posture or a stretch. You're simply allowing this for this to be gentle practice. You don't have to feel any burning sensations. If anything, just go for the gentle stretch, integrating your breath into that shape or that stretch. Just allowing yourself to feel it out. From here, we'll begin to rub the palms towards one another. Maybe going a little bit faster, creating some heat on your palms. Maybe really extending your arms on out, maybe making a circle, I don't know. Where your palms feel nice and warm. You can place your palms over your eyes. Breathe in. exhale, your hands will slowly make their way down towards your jaw, towards your throat. Still keep breathing here. Find your natural rhythm of your breath. Across your collarbones, towards your shoulders, maybe even towards your heart. Rising up tall through the spine. Palms will reach down towards the belly and the organs, towards the hips, across the thighs, and towards the tops of the knees. Exhale out through the mouth. From here, maybe start to breathe in and out through your nose. Maybe still keep your eyes closed. Hopefully my instruction is clear enough. As you exhale, you slowly soften the chin down towards your chest. It does not have to touch. You should just feel enough slightly in the back of the neck, maybe even a little bit of the muscles on the back, or the muscles in between your neck towards your shoulders, your trapezius muscles. And then the other layer would be the rhomboid, a little bit more in between the shoulder blades towards the back of the neck. And with your next inhalation, slowly raise the chin back on up and back to a neutral position. Exhale out. Inhale, slightly raise your chin up. Maybe it's just an inch. And then exhale. It's almost as if you're raising your sternum up towards the ceiling, or if someone's pulling a string from your sternum. Slightly allow your shoulders to open backwards. Your heart melts forward a little bit. No strain in your lower back, your hips. And then slowly release back towards your center as you inhale. Exhaling out through your mouth. Releasing the chin back down towards your chest. Begin to find a little bit of a swivel right to left as you breathe in through the nose. And out. Inhale. Gentle opening right to left, breathing in and out as you move. Slowly release the chin back down towards your center. Allow the shoulders to soften a little bit, and as you inhale, maybe slightly shrug the shoulders up towards your ears. And as you exhale, you roll them back and down as you raise your chin on up, inhaling through your nose, again rising from your sternum. And as you exhale, start to find a little bit of some half circles. There's some small movement as you rock right to left. Maybe find some areas that are a little bit nice. Maybe you find an area that's a little bit more tight and you stay in that spot and you breathe there for a couple more breaths. One more breath. And then slowly release back towards your center. Good? Alright. So inhale through your nose. Exhale, slowly blink open the eyes if you haven't already. You can still stay where you're seated, otherwise with your next inhalation, you'll slowly walk your hands out towards your sides, wiggle through your fingers, tap the fingers down towards the ground, look at your hands, still breathing in and out through your nose. If your hips are feeling tight, switch the crossing of your legs, still come back to that tapping. With your next inhalation, palms will slowly flip outwards. If you find your fingers close together, start to open them out wide a little bit. So you're intentionally opening them on out. You reach your arms out and up. And then as you exhale, release the arms down and out. Push the walls out towards the sides of the room, gently. Inhale, reach your arms out and up, almost as if you're gathering something, some leaves in your hands. And as you exhale, you slowly release those leaves and they fall on down. Kind of matches perfectly for the season, right? Inhale, reach your arms out and up. Exhale, release your arms down and out. We'll take a couple more here, breathing in through your nose. And out. Maybe releasing the chin down towards your chest. And after doing this breath and movement, you may notice that you're opening up the muscles in between your ribs, the intercostals, which may restrict or allow you to breathe a little bit deeper as you're finding your way through certain postures. Last one, inhale, arms come out and up. And as you exhale, slowly start to hinge down, hinge forward from your hips. Once you start to meet some resistance, where you start to find a little bit of rounding sensation in your back, hands will slowly release on down. So slowly walk on out a little bit. Maybe you allow the chin to press down towards the chest. Maybe not. Maybe if that's just not there today or accessible at this time, you allow your head to rock left to right. Maybe start to add a little bit more, getting your shoulders in, maybe a little bit more of your torso. getting into the sides of the body, maybe something tenting through your fingertips. Breathing in through your nose and out. Inhale through your nose, reach the crown of the head forward a little bit, maybe slightly flatten out the back. Even if your back isn't fully flat, it doesn't have to be. As long as you're working towards lengthening through each vertebra, you're reaching the crown of the head forward. As you exhale, you slowly walk your hands over towards your left. Inhale through your nose, and exhale as you fold on down. Be mindful if you start to creep your right knee up just to try to get a little bit deeper or closer down towards the ground. You don't have to do that. Just nice and gentle. Maybe release your hands on down. Maybe that's just not there and you just relax your head. Breathing in and out. If you notice any compression on the lower back, walk your hands in a little bit. Next inhalation, you walk your hands back towards the center. Breathe in through your nose, reach the crown of the head on up. Maybe curl the corners of your mouth. As you exhale, slowly walk your hands over towards the right. Inhale through your nose, reach the crown of the head forward. Avoid looking upwards. Just focus on reaching the crown out. And as you exhale, start to fold a little bit over your right thigh. Again, if you feel too much compression on the right side of your lower back, ease up a little bit. Give yourself some slack. You don't have to go into that 100% because maybe your 100% today is your 80% yesterday, or your 80% today is your 100% yesterday, and vice versa. Every day's a little bit different, and that's okay. Just allow your breath to guide you as far as how far you should or should not go. Inhale as you slowly walk your hands back towards the center. As you exhale, slowly walk your hands on out. Maybe you're able to find a little bit more room here. Maybe you come back to that rock of your torso from the right to the left, almost as if your spine is kind of like a seaweed and it's just kind of drifting in the ocean. It's just moving with the waves. You slowly walk your hands back on up. Well, I'll turn to the side a little bit to show you. You'll slowly walk your hands a little bit out behind you. Legs can lengthen out in front. Maybe you slowly bounce out your legs a little bit. Maybe even rub your hands up and down your legs. You wiggle through your toes. You open them on out. You point them. Open. Turn the feet on the outsides. Towards the outside. Palms will come behind you. If this is too much for your wrist, where your fingertips are facing towards your feet, you can slowly turn your palms out a little bit. Or just find a little bit of a rock left to right. Try not to muster all your strength into pressing down to one palm to open it up intensely. It's just, again, a gentle stretch. Nothing crazy. Nothing crazy, folks. And maybe with your next inhalation, you begin to lift your heart up. Maybe if that feels okay, maybe you bend your knees a little bit more. Legs are about hip distance apart, so if they're super wide apart, it may not feel too good. Maybe your body's different than mine, though. You know? As you inhale, you slowly lift your sternum up and out of your chest, just like before. And as you exhale, you release just a little bit. Maybe your gaze comes down towards your heels. And as you inhale, your gaze will slowly follow back on up. Exhale, release. Notice how I have a slight bend in my elbows. I'm not trying to keep them super straight. And then exhale. Next inhalation, maybe you hold here for your next 3 breaths. If you have a little bit more room, maybe you start to lift your chest up a little bit higher. Maybe your hips start to hover. Maybe this is enough. You still have those elbows slightly bent. But if there's a little bit more room in the body and your mind is not the deciding factor, the body is, in your breath, maybe lift up a little bit higher. Maybe lift your hips up as you inhale. And then as you exhale, you can slowly release on down. Hips will release on down. We'll slowly bring the soles of the feet together. You can still stay where you're at. Find a little bit of a bounce of your knees, left to right. They can be very small. If this is a lot for your hips, maybe either slow it down a lot or just don't do it. Maybe today's just not the day where you invite all that movement in. So you wiggle your sit bones left to right a little bit. Inhale through your nose, lift your heart up and out of your chest. And as you exhale, you'll slightly release. You'll make a little bit of a C curve with the spine. Inhale, you slowly lift that up. Exhale, find a little bit of a C curve of the spine. Inhale, heart comes forward. Exhale, find that C curve of your spine. Inhale, find your neutral position. Hands will come up from your ankles towards your knees. They'll slowly come up to meet. Palms will release behind you. And just slowly rock right to left. right to left as you breathe. Then we'll slowly lengthen out our right leg out in front. Left foot can be towards the inside of your right thigh. If it doesn't reach, that's okay. You don't have to go super deep. If your hamstring is really tight, bend your knee a lot. So with your next inhalation, it's almost as if you're trying to reach forward a little bit. You lengthen through the crown of the head on up, and as you hinge down from the hips, maybe just release down towards the top of your thigh. You'll take about 3 breaths here. Notice if your toes are too relaxed, or you start to feel a little bit of some dumping in the back. Slightly extend out through your toes, almost as if you're trying to press your foot towards the wall. Be mindful that you're not overstretching the back of your right hamstring. Next inhalation, slowly walk your hands on up. As you exhale, you slowly make your way towards the other side. Left leg will slowly lengthen on out. So if your right foot will come towards inside of your thigh again. If you find yourself rounding in your back a lot, slowly bend at your left knee. Still keep your toes spread on out, even if it's just one area of your toes. Maybe your sole of your right foot comes toward inside of your thigh. Slightly grip your fingertips on down, and as you inhale, slowly rise up tall through your spine, lengthening here. And as you exhale, you slowly hinge down from your hips over your left thigh. We'll take about 3 breaths here. Relaxing the crown of the head, maybe taking a swallow with the throat to relax the jaw. Coming back to your breath. Inhaling in. Exhale out. Last breath. And exhale, release. Slowly walk back on up. And then we'll slowly make our way towards all fours. So, palms will come underneath your shoulders, knees will come underneath your hips. Start to find a gentle sway as you rock your hips from the left to the right. Knees can be far apart, they can be even a little bit closer together. Just be a little bit more focused on your lower back area. If you have your hips open a little bit more wide, you may be able to find a little bit some areas that are tight. Otherwise, we'll slowly find our way back towards our tabletop with our next breath. Next exhalation, start to dome around the back. It's like you're making an upside down U. As you inhale, slowly start to release the belly on down. Add a slight micro bend in your elbows. Slightly raise your hips on up. Maybe you open up through your chest. Maybe you open up through your throat. If it feels okay for your neck, maybe you do that. Otherwise, maybe you don't. And as you exhale, dome around the back. Press away from the ground slightly. Inhale as you find your cow pose. Exhale, cat. Inhale, find cow. And then exhale, cat. And we'll slowly start to open the knees out wide. Big toes are touching. Arms will extend on out. We're almost at our 20-minute mark, so you can either keep your knees far out apart. If you'd like to focus a little bit more on your lower back, your knees will be a little bit closer together, and you'll lengthen out your arms. Forehead can release on down. Maybe you just stack your fists on top one of another. Allow your shoulders to soften. You just allow yourself to allow the body to take shape here. You're not trying to fit into that cookie cutter or that perfect pose. It's just for a photograph. It's not to, maybe it's not for everybody. It doesn't always make everybody feel good. You find yourself comparing it all, see if you can release that go. That's why we practice yoga. We don't practice to just be physically flexible. We practice to be mentally flexible. So if anything, if our expectations don't quite meet, that's okay. If we don't meet our goal, that's okay too. We took the time to practice. Move, you took the time to breathe, and that is surely enough. Slowly find our way back on up. Work up from the left to the right. We have about another minute here. Slowly make our way down towards our backs. Hey, excuse me. Thank you. Slowly lower on down. If that doesn't feel good, don't do it. Roll to your side. Make your way down towards your back. Doesn't define you if you're not quite able to do that. You can have your left hand on your heart, right hand at your belly. Feet can be a little bit further than hip distance apart. Maybe rock your hips right to left. Kind of practicing flexibility here too, because someone wants some attention you may not be able to see. So we're just massaging out the lower back as well as the kidneys. And we'll slowly walk the feet in. Feet will be somewhere underneath the knees. They don't have to be up close, tight to your glutes. Hey, excuse me. You'll slowly have your robot arms, plugging your elbows and your triceps down towards the ground. Make some room, reaching the crown of the head towards maybe the wall behind you. And then with your next inhalation, find a little bit of a scoop of your tailbone. See that little scoop? Begin to apply a little bit more pressure through the soles of the feet. And you'll slowly increase that pressure as you go. Your hips slowly lift on up. Start to spread out wide through your fingers and throughout your palms as you're raising your hips on up. Maybe you're right here. Maybe you have a little bit more room. Maybe you're able to walk the shoulder blades underneath the back. Make sure that you're not looking right to left here. So you're listening intently. So listen well. Next inhalation, maybe lift up a little bit higher. Begin to squeeze your fists. And as you exhale, you slowly release your hands. You slowly roll down vertebra by vertebra. Hips will slowly release down last. Walk your feet back out once more. You can come to broken bridge here to where your knees fall inwards towards one another. Left hand will come towards your right. Or left hand will come towards your heart. Right hand will come towards your belly. If that doesn't feel comfortable, you can lengthen out the legs. Walk those shoulder blades together so your shoulders come behind the back a little bit more. You'll breathe in through your nose. Out through your mouth. Inhale. Exhale. One more time. Inhale. Exhale. Taking this moment here to express any gratitude for your practice, for whatever the body's been able to do, and for whatever the body's been unable to do. Take this time here to thank yourself. Saying thank you and then your name. So you might say thank you, for example. Thank you, Brian. You don't have to say it out loud, but maybe you do. That helps too. Maybe curl in the corners of your mouth. Maybe as you exhale, you allow yourself to smile a little bit. So you'll stay here for maybe about 5 or 10 minutes. And this video will soon close on now. And just allow yourself to breathe in and out through the nose. You can stay on your back here for a few minutes longer. Just allow yourself to feel the rise and fall of your belly. Just allow yourself to meet the restful awareness that you may experience as we've moved and we were breathing. And we synchronize the breath to the movement. Breathe in through your nose. Now feel free to stay here a little bit longer. Otherwise, from my heart to yours, lighten me on, just lighten each and every one of you. Namaste. Thank you. If you like the video, please subscribe to my channel or like the video or comment. Any feedback is appreciated. I plan to do some more in these next couple of weeks. Happy Halloween, and feel free to check out my guided meditation videos if you'd like something a little bit different and less moving and more breathing. Other than that, again, thank you, and have a great rest of your day.